So it's exciting stuff. I actually couldn't be more pleased than I am now about where we are with the company. We're kind of executing on all fronts. I like the term "full steam ahead," but that's what I feel right now. I feel we're all doing great in the right direction and doing all the good execution that we need to do.
Hello to everyone tuning in to Assay TV. We're pleased to be catching an update from Exploits Gold, who are an exploration company focused on acquiring and developing mineral projects in Newfoundland and Labrador in Canada. And I'm joining Exploits CEO, Jeff Swinoga. Jeff, hello.
Hi, Adam. It's great to be here. I'm actually down at the Precious Metal Summit down in the US and meeting with some investors, and it's just great to kind of meet people face to face and talk about our company and the targets we have.
Yes, excellent. And I hope it's a good mood down there and everyone's feeling quite bullish despite the markets. It's still a good market for commodities, of course. But look, let's come to some of your new news flow. You've recently made some new claims, acquired some new claims. Could you talk us through how those have come about and what those mean for the portfolio?
Yeah, sure. So maybe if I could just step back briefly, just to give an overview of the company, just in case investors are new to our company. We're exploring and focused on discovering gold in the beautiful province of Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. We've accumulated one of the largest and most strategic land positions around newfound gold in central Newfoundland. We've got great shareholders in Eric Sprott owning 18% and Newfound Gold himself owning 11%. And we've also got a new shareholder coming in for over 6%, which is Sprott Asset Management. And we've got a great technical team. We spent the first probably 4 or 5 months of this year focusing on this kind of founding document, Exploration 2.0, where we're putting a lot of knowledge and some of the best knowledge in the industry actually into this 200-page document that is our sort of guide to look at, because we got so much land, we have to look at what's systematically going to accelerate gold discoveries for this company in the near term. And that's what the purpose of that document was. So things are going well, and we're executing on the plan right now. We're drilling at Titan. And as you mentioned, Adam, we've just accumulated more land along near Gazeebow North, which was a tremendous opportunity for us. And the reason why we were excited about it is because as we look at the Appleton Fault, which is this deep-seated fault and actually generated a number of gold discoveries, the most notable is the Keats discovery for Newfound Gold, which jumped up to over $1 billion in market cap. We see this fault continuing north along sort of a structural corridor. And it crosses and has splays into the Gazeebow area. So once we went through our interpretation, and actually as part of this Exploration 2.0 methodology, this new interpretation, it gave us a lot of interesting ideas and for work that can be done on these properties. So by doubling the area, we already have, we're very excited. So we've got crews going out there right now. They're excited. And so I hope it's going to generate a number of new targets for us. And then we can add that to our pipeline and hopefully advance them even faster than some of our current targets.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. So within the number of projects and targets that you've got, so I understand it, what's exceptional about these? What's getting you excited about the sort of geology of it?
Yeah, so what it excites us is because there have been discoveries along the Appleton, and these significant gold discoveries, high grade orogenic. This is what we're following the path on. So we've got a number of targets on the interpreted Appleton Fault, which is we call it Appleton North. We've got Deuter, we've got Titan South. Then we've got opportunities where splays can potentially come off this Appleton corridor, the structural corridor, as I mentioned, with around Gazeebow. And then we've also got another target that we're drilling right now called Titan. Titan is is a gabbro, but has quartz intrusions, and so it's very interesting, and it's got historic drilling there before. So some of the so we know there's gold there at Titan because historically they went down roughly around 60 meters, 100 meters, so not very deep, relatively shallow holes. So they were drilled back in 2004, and some of the intercepts were something like 5 meters at 6 grams and 12 meters at 1.67 grams. So our goal here is to try and extend at depth some of what was found back in 2004, and hopefully make it bigger and better. And to make sure that we are positioning the drills appropriately, we used this leading edge technology called Alpha IP. So we did that survey first. So what it does, it's like a BTEM on steroids, a very detailed IP underground, going down about 350, 400 meters. And what that's going to help us do as we drill into Titan, like we're doing now, and as we understand the resistivity and the connectivity of the rocks, and whether they're shales or mudstone or greywacke, and how that interacts with the gabbro, and that's going to help us. And as hopefully we come out with the assays, and we show the gold that we're discovering. And potentially, and then that's going to help us understand that technology. So it's going to help prove up our understanding of that Alpha IP survey. Now, with that, that's going to educate us enough, and the learnings from that we could apply to a number of targets. As I just mentioned, the 3 targets along that Appleton fault. We've got other targets as well, like Little Joanna, we might go back to. So it's really taking all that knowledge and applying it to our land position, because it's very strategic, and it's well placed. So that's going to help accelerate a gold discovery for our company.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. Well, really good to get the detail on the strategy and how you're going to tackle this huge land package and a number of assets. Just for the investors interested now, what are the sort of key milestones to watch in the next 6 months for you? And also, assuming off the raise that you've done, you're fully funded to do all of this drilling.
Yes. Yeah. So just on the funding, we've got over $10 million in cash. We did a small flow-through raise recently. It was a great deal, non-broker, no warrants, no commission. Brought asset management to a higher level in our shareholdings, we want to make sure we're well funded, because it's just prudent, because we have a dedicated staff, and so it just makes sense. And our flow-through from last year was kind of running out in August, and we started drilling, so it's good to have an extra top of our flow through. So, but the milestones going forward, more importantly, are going to be really interesting, because we kind of resolved some of the issues we had last year. Last year there was so many, the labs were inundated with all the assays going to, so our assays were coming back 6 months later, 8 months later, and when you're drilling, it's not great, because you're not quite sure exactly what you have until you get the assays back. So we went with a different lab. And then the promise from them, or expectation from them, is about 8 weeks turnaround time. So give or take probably a couple weeks, maybe it's 10 weeks, but that's going to be important, because as we're drilling and getting those assays back, and maybe we'll probably rush a few assays if we see things that are interesting. And as we're drilling, so that will help us determine the next drill hole from our plan. So the assays coming back from Titan are going to be very interesting, and stay tuned for that. We've also got so many other assays outstanding right now, because we did a extensive soil sampling and some tilling along those 3 targets along the Appleton fault. So we've got over 10,000 samples coming back to us. So we've got ample news flow coming up in the next couple months. So what I would say is that, the first part of this year was really about understanding about what would be a great exploration program for us with our land package. And now we're in the execution stage. And so the news flow from those assays are going to be interesting, because those 10,000 samples, hopefully they point to maybe new targets, or enhance our current targets, or give us better indications of where we use this Alpha IP survey as well. So because what it is, all these massive samples that we're talking about, it's like the smoke leading back to the fire, right? So if we can actually understand where those more prominent, gold in geochem is and the quality of that gold. It's going to help us understand which target actually is maybe even more prominent, maybe bigger, and more exact in terms of where we can actually place our drills in the future. So it's exciting stuff. I actually couldn't be more pleased than I am now about where we are with the company. We're kind of executing on all fronts. I like the term "full steam ahead," but that's what I feel right now. I feel we're all doing great in the right direction and doing all the great execution that we need to do.
Yeah, excellent, fantastic. Well, Jeff, really good to get an overview of the strategy going forward and some of these catalysts that are coming into play. I know you're busy over in Denver and you've got a lot of meetings coming up, so I'll leave you to crack on with those. But thanks a lot for speaking with Assay TV.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. This is great. Yeah, take care.
Cheers.